In the back of your head, you hear, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow, James, this is really awesome. I'm loving the Cinemassacre Video Film History Museum you built. It's really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a long time on Cinemassacre that we have not discussed the Three Stooges. They are just...
I also used to watch them.
It's timeless. People who don't even like black and white movies, there's certain people who just don't want to watch unless it's in color. They won't mind the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
So they had a long history. At first in the 1920s, they appeared on stage. In the 30s, they started appearing in short films. And then throughout the 60s, they made feature films. They adapted to the times.
They were in a video game as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which actually is based on Punch Drunks, I think. Whenever Curly hears Pop Goes the Weasel,
Yeah.
he has to, like, punch people.
Yeah.
Give us that weasel tune again.
So Curly died of a stroke. Shemp died of a heart attack. But they always had this mentality that the show must go on. So they always just kept it going.
So
Yeah.
So Curly was set. Did they like shoot stuff with? Wait. So were Shemp's videos? I mean, not videos.
My
but
favorite Stooge has got to be Mo because he's such an asshole. He's abusing them all the time.
To be honest, I don't think I really have a favorite lineup.
Yeah.
I don't really know the later lineups, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's funny right away because you know that they're going to screw it up real bad.
Yeah, and the one an ache for every an ache for every steak. Though no, it's just like
the Stooges are kind of relatable because like we've all had like a job where there was like an easy task and we probably fucked up pretty bad. Like when I almost burnt down Screenwave Media, I had to drill a TV stand into the wall, and I'm like, oh, how hard could it be? And then I drilled next to like the stud where there's a wire and fried the wire, and smoke started coming out of the wall.
It would have vaporized it. It's a bunch of smoke came out of that, and I was just like.
And this is after.
Shouldn't you tell someone about? And I like jump up, and then we go back to the room, and Tony's just like, "Oh, the smoke stopped." And I was just like,
It is relatable. Like
This is a time capsule. People back then didn't typically make total asses of themselves, and critics hated them. So that's another appeal, is that they were for the audience.
everyone was like, "This is awful. I can't believe this. Like, you don't show your kids this kind of stuff."
They get like a nail gun into their butt or something like that.
Oh wait, disorder in the court.
They got hurt a lot too.
Yeah.
Like, they actually,
I can tell.
Yeah, and even the pies, even when they're throwing pies, apparently they only had so many, so they couldn't do many takes. So when they would throw a pie in the face and they had to do it again, they would actually have to scoop up all the pie that was on the floor. And when they did that, sometimes there was nails and stuff on the floor. So when they started throwing the pies, they would get like nails to the face and stuff like that. Yeah, not to take the fun away, but like, it's actually really sad that when Curly died of a stroke, they think it may have been from just years and years and years of getting smacked in the face all the time. And
that you don't see this kind of physical comedy anymore.
The closest I can think of is some parts of Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if you've ever seen Trailer Park Boys, James, but there are moments where like a character will just go to a store to buy some cigarettes and it will end in like a shootout.
It's always a shootout.
There's one scene where it's basically a Three Stooges thing. It's Ricky has to drill a little towel holder into a wall. That's all he has to do. By the end of the whole bit, he's trashed the girl's house, the toilet's in the living room. But
Yeah.
that's the closest thing I can think of to Three Stooges today, where like something starts off real simple and they fuck up so bad and ends up causing so much mayhem.
Oh, okay.
Outside, there's not a lot of stuff like
Yeah.
Three Stooges around.
yeah, and on top of like putting themselves, like their actual like bodies out on the line, you know, they didn't even get their own paychecks. They got famous for doing a very specific, you know, role, and they just kept it going. You know, we're just gonna run with it and just keep it going. And they did for decades, you know, from the
Wow, they went that long.
Yeah, and they're like, by that point, it's like time for them to stop.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, you know,
and then like it
hoi polloi. I think it's hoi polloi, and I don't even know how they did it. So he's like bouncing back and forth, and That's really funny. And at the end, so anyway, like we said, we love the Three Stooges. We love everything about them. But just as a warning, though, and just to be serious for a minute, is that as a curator of film, I feel responsible to let you know that as much as I recommend the Three Stooges, there are some of the shorts that contain racial stereotypes.
On the trees in the South Brooklyn,
which are not funny whatsoever. And they were wrong back then. They're wrong now. So that's just something as a word of precaution. They were wrong back then, they're wrong now. But as a whole, their body of work, they are hilarious entertainers.
Yeah.
Life's fucked up, okay, but I'm fired up as I make my